Such a lot of minimal this and minimal that happening with you rappers. We will stop. Did he simply say that a ton of the stuff presumably wouldn't have played out as it did, yet things work out, and these are only stories from an earlier time. And all of a sudden this result here, you have it one more enormous name in the business, emerging to shoot Diddy for his grimy sins, and monstrous therapy of youthful male craftsmen. And this time it seems like there wouldn't be any departure for the music magnate, since he got freely shot by regardless one of a definitive legends of all hip bounce legends, Busta Rhymes. I truly want to continue to talk this. It took such a long time to give me this. I got such a great amount to express right from the phase of the bed. Grant's lyricist, record maker, and entertainer appeared to gently toss pokes at Diddy and just demonstrate what general society had known from the beginning, how the music tycoon degenerate youthful specialists by driving them doing awkward things. Yet will Diddy at last face any results after Buster's shoot? How about we figure out? Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live. Station multi-time Grammy Grant, chosen one. Busta Rhymes just established his name in music. The rapper was respected with BET Grant's Lifetime Accomplishment Grant during the 2023 function. As per the organization, this extraordinary honor is saved for industry trailblazers and culture shifters. And who else has such a lot of effect on the cutting-edge rap industry than Rhymes? Conceived Trevor George Smith Jr. He utilized this second to communicate something specific for the up-and-coming age of hip jump and rap specialists. And it seems like he tossed serious shade on the famous music maker. Seen Diddy comes essentially blaming him for odd things he's been doing to youthful male specialists for a really long time. You're wrecking, you all wrecking the sack, you're wrecking the energy I could do without when I converse with these fellows that run these streaming stages. And they discussing while at the same time getting the renowned honor. The rapper went very profound, and realizing that this was one of the most vital crossroads of his profession in life, he conveyed an extended acknowledgement discourse. And you could never accept what Rhymes needed to include its end, understanding the amount of impact he possesses on the local area of rappers. The legend of hip bounce couldn't avoid the revolting reports about Diddy twirling in the business for a really long time, and said, "It's me attempting to carry out my responsibility to keep on propelling the way of life and keep on contributing in a critical, can hardly stand by. I see such countless individuals in here that I have known and developed with for quite a while." There were at that point numerous endeavors to uncover Diddy's mysterious exercises, and I likewise made a ton of recordings about celebs approaching to uncover the horrendous truth about the music magnate's obscure nature. It seems like what Busta Rhymes did during his discourse was way greater than some other shade tossed at the scandalous music maker. Clearly very much like everyone in the Broadway, Busta Rhymes is taken care of with what the business become after Diddy had become wildly successful and begun to run this realm with his iron clench hand. Okay, not really good or bad. How should Busta Rhymes botch an opportunity to broil Diddy from the stage? So subsequent to expressing gratitude toward a few group who have remained close by all through his long vocation, Busta went serious and conveyed a gigantic message to all rappers who are utilizing individuals for their potential benefit and feeling that they can spread the fear among specialists. Well, it's anything but a mysterious that the business is only one major play of influence. And this isn't the manner in which Busta Rhymes maintains that it should see. So he was sending an admonition to Diddy that he would be coming for him, assuming these monstrosities go on later. On one thing that I want you all to know, we will shut down these little frivolous hamburgers that we do in attackers. Now, Busta Rhymes didn't specify Diddy's name in his discourse. It would be a lot of a distinction for the music maker to get from the hip legend. Yet you know, folks, how could he is treating his craftsmen? So it's sort of clear that the entire hit was aimed at him all through his vocation. Scene Brushes has been blamed for coming up short on and taking advantage of his craftsmen. And these claims were just the pinnacle of an ice shelf, and the most ridiculously horrendous accounts of cozy blessings, wild gatherings for men and awkward truth have consistently remained stowed away. and with stories coming from various individuals and depicting Diddy in pessimistic light. He generally has one thing to answer, is there has been pessimistic promulgation put out about me that is false thus far before Boston Rhymes a discourse nobody came so close as to openly send the music magnate an admonition message, or possibly there was not any individual who Puff feared yet presently. It appears to many fans that reality isn't reachable, yet all tune trickeries would be uncovered soon enough in light of the fact that Vasta vowed to safeguard each and every courageous specialist who comes to uncover more obscure realities about their experience. With notorious music investor, as one individual remarked, it's the ideal opportunity for every one of the alleged individuals come out together against all the degenerate. With all that in Hollywood, they need a development called Fair Hollywood, and another client added, it is an intense issue in the business. Diddy is nauseating Clive Davis. Got things done to Diddy, so Diddy is doing it to different men's stars, not right as of now. Nobody is scrutinizing the present thought processes on the grounds that the central thing currently is to prevent him from setting the dread in the business and save numerous guiltless spirits from being forever harmed by this infamous music maker, and who, if not Busta Rhymes, can empower the hip-bounce local area to join against all the malicious that is occurring. Stop this story, as we don't cherish each other. There's this gap thing, this silly, it's drained at wax truly happening that they terrified for us to get together. As Busta accepts it's the craftsmen together, as one in number local area, ought to assume command over the business, not only one effective financial specialist who utilizes everybody to get more cash. And don't get me wrong, it's incredible when both the craftsman and the maker benefit for a coordinated effort, yet for reasons unknown. Somebody generally gets fundamentally more than the rest the issue that Busta Rhymes. And how about we be straightforward, the remainder of the hip bounce local area has with Diddy is that the music magnate accepts that he's unapproachable, and that is the reason he's a pioneer and a rule maker, and the remainder of the world ought to grovel to him for the chance to work under his mark, since I'm here to be a pioneer and to provide some guidance, assuming you feel that I'm a slimeball that will at any point take in spite of his enthusiastic assertions about giving open doors. And being the liberal chief day has been charged by different individuals. And folks, you most likely realize that tales that are whirling, it's more than about taking cash, it's requesting short private blessings in return of popularity and magnificence. And surprisingly, compromising and constraining youthful specialists to do specific things. And in spite of the fact that it might seem to be an extraordinary chance to sign an agreement with the well-known music maker, many individuals don't understand what sloppy territory they had entered, and how risky it will be to avoid when individuals need to get with regards to contracts. And in many individuals that talk on this, you all don't have the foggiest idea about the business, you all don't have a clue. And it seems like it's difficult to conflict with Diddy part of the substance. The allegations him taking from his specialists are perhaps of the lightest talk you might hear, and regardless of Diddy attempting to carry on like he's all adoration, he's been in many cases banged by the rappers who had worked for him, like Mace, who once composed on his Instagram, "I heard your Grammy discourse about how you are presently for the craftsman, and about how the craftsman should assume that command. So I will be quick to show that drive." In an extensive post-labyrinth, blamed Diddy for making craftsmen work for pennies, while the maker himself was harvesting the products of their difficult work. He composed your previous strategic policies, intentionally has proceeded with deliberately starved your craftsmen, and been very unjustifiable to exactly the same craftsman that assisted you with getting that symbol grant on the famous terrible kid mark, despite the fact that there has been others attempting to against Diddy and get the cash they merit. It seems like the music investor generally finished each monetary fight as a champ, and regardless of the number of individuals that are approaching to denounce him, he will hold fast until the end. For my standing, I'm a battle for the decent man. I'm the exemplary ruler that I am yet as Busta Rhymes accepts assuming rappers stay joined the rule of the infamous music head honcho would ultimately reach a conclusion, and everybody would get the equivalent portion of affection acclaim, and pay on the grounds that up to this point, everything the influence is packed in one sets of hands, and it permits Diddy to do anything he desires. So it was definitely justified to send him a message saying that all outraged rappers would be coming to reclaim what they're qualified for, we going to adore one another. And we will get to this cash. Many fans concur with Busta Rhymes that hip bounce local area ought to remain as one, particularly during such questionable times. And some of them even accept then eliminating 2 or 3 spoiled branches will assist the business with bringing more natural products, as one individual remarked. It should be obvious that one thing Diddy is the main individual from that name, who's rich regardless of the number of collections, an awful kid craftsman that sells. They are undeniably bankrupt. You needn't bother with to be a bookkeeper to sort out what's the deal with Diddy and his therapy of his craftsmen. And another client added Diddy is genuinely evil presence in mask. Took me long to get this, yet his inner self-pomposity, cash adoring envy, haughtiness, debauchery is devilish dislike. There's anybody left who trusts in day's blamelessness. And perhaps it's the ideal opportunity.